Hi everyone, welcome to another Pals and Paws live webinar. Today we're going to be making a cat treat tube puzzle. So what you'll need is a empty tissue box or any small rectangular shaped box will do fine. You'll also want some toilet paper rolls or paper towel rolls. So you'll need quite a few, probably at least 8 to maybe a dozen toilet paper rolls, or you can always use a paper towel roll and cut it in half. You're also going to want scissors so you can cut your box open, and then some way to seal everything together. A hot glue gun is best, but if you don't have an adult to help you, then you probably want to stick to tape or some kind of other glue. So the end product will look something like this, where all of the toilet paper rolls will be stacked together and secured inside the tissue box. So to start, you're going to take an empty tissue box, no more tissues left inside, and you're going to cut off the top. We want to keep this box shape, but we don't want it to have a top because we want the toilet paper rolls to stick through. So carefully just cut into the cardboard on the top. If you kind of cut in an X shape, that'll make it easier to trim off that top piece. So you can kind of see I cut 4 different sections in like an X pattern so that we can open up these pieces here. And then next you want to just nicely trim these pieces off the top there. So sometimes you could just rip it off, but I'm going to try to be a little more careful than that, just so that it'll be really nice for the cats. Today we have Roman and Puma with us, so hopefully one of these boys will enjoy our little tube puzzle. So I cut that first section off like that, and I'm just going to do the same on all 4 sides so that we have a nice open box. A shoe box would work as well. That's also easy to cut off the top or just take off the top depending on how the shoe box is designed. A small Amazon box, really anything could work. So if your cat doesn't like a lot of treats, you could use a small box. If your cat likes a lot of treats and a real big challenge, then you could use a bit bigger of a box. But once you've cut all of these off of your tissue box, it'll look something like this, where the top is cut off, but it's nice and empty inside. So next, you want to take your toilet paper rolls and start stacking them. You also might have to cut the toilet paper rolls depending on the size of your box. So if you take a look here, my toilet paper rolls, when standing up, do stick out of the box a little bit. And that's totally fine. Some cats don't mind that, but depending on you and your cat's preference, you can just cut a little bit off of the toilet paper roll. So now it's flush and even with the box. But it's totally up to you and your cat, whatever you think they would prefer. So I'm going to use that as a measure for the rest of our toilet paper rolls here. That way I kind of know the height we're going for here. And that's Roman. Don't mind him being my assistant. He likes to help. He's very interested in what's going on here. And you're just going to do that, like I said, depending on the size of your box. If you're using something like a tissue box or shoe box, you're probably going to need at least 8 to 12 toilet paper rolls. Keep cutting the tops off. And then once you have enough toilet paper rolls to fill up a single roll, row, then we're going to tape them or glue them inside. So once you have enough rolls to fill up a row, you can see Roman's pointing that out for us, then we're going to want to secure them down. So you could use tape. Temporarily, the cats might be able to pull it apart if you only use tape. So definitely we recommend glue for the long term. But if it's just temporary or to help us visualize where we're going to set things, you can use tape. So we at first just want to attach these toilet paper rolls together so that they make a nice straight line, and then we can glue them to the box. Tape these rolls together, and you can tape it in a number of ways. You can kind of roll the tape up like that so it creates a little piece of double-sided tape, and then stick the rolls together in a line. So something like that. Or you could also tape them together at the bottom. So you could stick a little piece of tape between two toilet paper rolls, fold it inside the rolls like that, so that they're secure. We'll do that one more time. It looks like 5 toilet paper rolls will be enough to fill up one row of our tissue box. So there are my toilet paper rolls. They're attached together. And now I'm going to add glue on one side so that we can secure them to our box. So I'm going to take, oh, Puma, don't step on our camera. So I'm going to put some glue inside the box as well as on the toilet paper rolls, because I want to make sure that it's really nice and secure. And like I said, if you have a hot glue gun and adult supervision, that'll probably make the sturdiest cat tube box, but you're welcome to use whatever materials you're comfortable working with. So I have some glue inside the box, and hopefully our handsome friend Puma will move out of the way so you guys can see. Come here, Puma. Come on. Over here. Good boy. Thank you. So you're going to also put some glue on the toilet paper rolls themselves. That way it'll help them, stick to the box. Because the cats, hopefully, will be very motivated to play with their treat tube puzzle. And if they use their claws or things like that when they're trying to get at the treats, it's possible for them to take the whole thing apart. So we want to make sure it's as sturdy as possible. So I glued part of the box. I put glue on this side here as well as the toilet paper rolls so that they're nice and secure in our box. So we're going to do the same thing with some more toilet paper rolls. Try and trim them down, secure them to each other. Hey, excuse me, Puma. Hey! Puma cannot wait for our enrichment to be done. He just tried to tear our bag of treats open. So depending on how food motivated your cat is, you might want to keep treats off to the side ahead of time. Hold on, buddy. Hold on. It's coming. It's coming. Just hold on. So I'm going to trim down some more toilet paper rolls. And we want like a nice interlocking pattern if possible. Puma, excuse me, buddy. It's not ready yet. It's not ready yet. So you will have to cut quite a few toilet paper rolls or paper towels. Just be patient. So I have my next set of toilet paper rolls that I'm going to start taping together, just because I want it to be extra secure. Taping them together while our kitty friends get very excited.
Puma, you goofhead.
Puma loves treats, so I am hoping people really enjoy this. Once again, I'm just taping our toilet paper rolls so that they'll be stuck together in a line. And then we can just pop them right into our tissue box.
Boom, you're so funny.
So now I have 2 rows. And like I said, if it's possible to have them interlocking, that is the best. Because we want it nice and tight. We don't want like a big gap.
Excuse me, buddy. Excuse me. Let's go this way. Puma.
Don't mind Puma, guys. He's just very excited. So yes, we like them interlocking. You want them as tight as possible so there's not a big gap like that. So make sure that we stuff them nice and tight so that there's toilet paper rolls all the way through. So I'll just add,
Hey, guys.
so I'll just add 1 more row of toilet paper rolls, and then you would want to glue all of them down together. Tape them together first, glue them down to the box so that everything is nice and secure. So you can put glue on 2 different sides if you want to make sure that the toilet paper rolls are really stuck together. You could glue them like that instead of using tape, or you could also glue the bottom as well if you put a nice ring of wet glue like Elmer's glue, or once again if you had a hot glue gun, then you could just stick them directly into the box and then they would be glued down. So we'll just add a couple more.
Hey, oh my goodness, guys.
Don't mind our kitties. They are just very, very excited. They cannot wait for these treats and their toilet paper treat tube box. So don't mind them. They're just being silly. And this is really good for cats. This is a form of enrichment. So basically, after you've added all of your tubes to your box and everything is nice and secure in there, you know, there's no gaps, it's not moving around. The idea is that we're going to put some cat treats into random tubes. So it's up to you. You can just sprinkle some treats in there randomly, or you can choose which specific tubes you want your cats to try and find treats out of. But this is a really good way to keep their mind and body active, just like any form of enrichment. They're going to have to figure out how they can get those treats out of the tissue box. So since this one is dry, I'm going to use our finished one. And like I said, just grab a couple of treats, and Puma is more than ready to show off how this works. And I'm just dropping them in random tubes. Hopefully you guys can see. Let me try.
Go ahead, Puma. Go ahead, buddy. We're going to put these away. You got to work for it.
There, you got one free. And sometimes if it's a cat's first time using enrichment, you might have to encourage them or kind of show them what they're doing. So now that I've pointed at the tissue box enough, Puma realizes there's some treats in there. And it's up to him to figure out how he's going to get them out. So yeah, he'll use his paws. Like I said, that's why you want it to be really nice and secure, so that if the animal uses their paws, their teeth, that hopefully it will stay intact. Uh-oh, he hurt the bag. Come on, Puma. Hopefully he'll take out one more for us. Come on, Puma. Puma. You can do it. You can do it. This is basically a puzzle for them. So cats, especially if they enjoy treats, this is a really good way to keep them active, give them something to do. And it's fun for people too. It's a great bonding experience to make something for your cat and be able to have them enjoy it. Good boy. Good boy. You want to do one more? Puma loves treats, so he'll probably have this whole box empty in the next hour or so. One more? That's a good boy. That's a good boy. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another Pals and Paws live webinar. We are now on Wednesdays at 5, so we'll see you this time next week. Bye.